Damon Thompson in the pace chute now pulled to the infield. We get ready to roll thanks to Lush Pubs. Heat race number 1 of your legend car, Summer Sizzler. Siri, Nichols lead us away. Great start as well from lower down in the field from Brendan Radford, trying to get very comfortable with the inside line as he moves himself up just to 4th place. So it's going to be Phil Nichols on the outside getting the better run in car number 10. He runs wide though. Russell Siri to the bottom side. We may have a drag race again as we come past the stripe, and that there it will be Nichols just by half a car length over Russell Siri. They continue to be side by side as Radford has now moved up into 3rd place, and now finally a breakaway leader with Russell Siri just being committed to the bottom side of the racetrack. And as he does that, he actually now moves half track high to block the lane of Nichols, and it does allow the 70 to come into play. So a race and 3 out in front. Then we've got a good battle going on for 4th place between Ricky Lee Beard. Oh no, Nichols is all out of noise, and that is rotten luck for car number 10 as they all try and break away from him. They will actually roll to a stop, and I dare say we are going to have a restart as the 10 car won't be able to get off track. And that is Mr. Phil Nichols to a stop. Trying again. Back up and running in heat race number 1 of your Summer Sizzler. Siri got a blinder. So too did Ricky Lee Beard on the inside of Travis Gould. They continue to be side by side for 3rd. We're again tagging for the race lead, and it is Brendan Radford who slips to the inside, but he did catch a wet spot. He was out of shape, but he holds it on perfectly now. New race leader at the point. That's Brendan Radford. But 1 car trying the outside line at the moment. Greg Joss, new look for him in the 7 machine. The son of a digger holding on to that 5th spot as we're line astern 1 through to 5 at the moment. It's Radford, Siri, and the 20 machine being driven by Travis Gould, your West Australian champion. For our new drivers as well, they're doing a good job. Robbie Treneman's actually challenging Cody Roberts for a battle of 6th spot at the moment. But all eyes are out on front at the moment between Radford, Siri, and the 70. No, sorry, in fact, it's the 20 machine. And could I get that wrong? Of Travis Gould as we collect lap competitors. And this becomes an Achilles heel for one of these drivers. And as I say that, in fact, they've been able to get past comfortably. So smart work for all 3 drivers battling it out. 1, 2, and 3 as the white flag is at the ready for Mr. Ian Crowe. And we got a dandy out in front at the moment. Radford's just holding on, but Travis Gould is right on the back bumper of Russell Siri and could really play the devil's advocate before this one is all said and done. So they've all greeted the white flag. The next one we'll see will be the check-it, and that will be won by Mr. Brendan Radford and the B&B Offal Car 70. Siri and Travis Gould had a great old race for the minor placings, and it was a good one for all involved.
Juniors Heat 6 to the
As it looks like Chief Stewart, Mitch Bellina wasting no time. We roll out with heat race number 2 of the Lush Pumps Legend Car Summer Sizzler. And it is the magic man himself, Ken Melvin, out in front, and very early on from Cody Roberts, Phil Nichols, Russell Siri, who was very quick in that opening heat race, Ricky Lee Beard, Braden Elmore, Brad McGarrigle, and Stephen Barrow. That sounded like a rev limiter and a little bit more from King Kenny, who leads this one. And actually quite comfortably, already 1.8 seconds after the opening lappers. Roberts trying to give a chase, but sadly doesn't have it. In fact, it's 3.2 seconds already between Melvin and Roberts, but a good battle between Siri along with Ricky Lee Beard, Phil Nichols, Braden Elmore making his first ever start in a Legend Cup. 2-2 is Brad McGarrigle with Stephen Barrow at the back of the fifth. Oh, Melvin's run very wide. He's even kicking some dust up. So he tries a few new things aboard the ODH Mechanical. Car number 42, and even got it hanging sideways. Trying some things. Oh no, one car goes around and in a cloud of dust and has parked it in a very peculiar spot. Does he get the car moving? I don't know, because there's a whole heap of dust and the yellows will come on. So that lead of 4.3 seconds is now non-existent for Ken Melvin, as he'll have the rest of the field catch up. Cody Roberts still holding on. Let's try it again. To that. Kenny Melvin, Cody Roberts, back to green. Hey, cool to see the current production sedan WA champion and two-time national champion Carl Sayer in the building as well to check out our future stars in the sport as the Lush Pups Summer Sizzler continues to roll on through. Oh no, Braden Elmore is the next one to go around. The second of our second drivers who are brand new. Takes a tumble in turn number 4. How cool is this? Let's see what happened. We've still got 3 laps to run in heat race number 2. Be the last heat that you'll see Russell Siri in tonight, as he's already competed in the 2. The good old 3-heat splitter. What's Brad McGregor trying to do? Giving it the launch to the outside. It did not work, as Melvin has got some breathing room now between himself and Russell Siri. Well, the 23 is staying in touch with the young Kenny Melvin from Collie. Siri, Nichols, Beard. Then it's Cody Roberts, Braden Elmore, McGregor, and Steve Barrow. And I dare say, as the white flag comes out, I don't think this one's going to change, as the gap widens out to a second between first and second, and with Siri playing more on the defensive side than the aggressive heat race. Number 2 of our Legend car, Summer Sizzler, will go to Ken Melvin. And that will be ahead of Russell Siri, Phil Nichols, Ricky Lee Beard, Cody Roberts, Braden Elmore, Brad McGregor. And rounding out your field will be Stephen Barrow. Big thanks again. Thanks to Lush Pumps. Your Summer Sizzler heat race number 3 for your Legend cars will be rendered Radford, Greg Joss, Travis Gould and Ken Melvin, who's trying the outside line, but I don't think there's much there. That's how you lose a state title, Ken Melvin. I don't think you want to try that again. As the top 4 starting to run away. Radford currently your leader from Gould, and a good start as well from Greg Joss in the 7, as he and Melvin are side by side on a couple of fossils. Battling out. Oh, he could pick up another one. He does. Go, Ken Melvin, go! Good run. As he picks up 2 positions, and now will chase Brendan Radford in the 70. Third place still is Gould, as actually Melbourne just did the quickest lap of the race while passing cars. Good run as well for Rob Treneman, sitting in the 4th spot from Barrow, Elmore and Beck Kelman. Beck Campbell, at the tail of the field. Gap continues to decrease, but it's not enough to make havoc on Brendan Radford. He has this one sewing up at the moment. Gould still holding on as all. We've got one car. Oh, no, it's my car. My car's out of noise. As we go to green. Radford, Melbourne, Gould, Joss, Elmore. Back then to Barrow and Campbell as Treadment will go to the infield. Just a reminder as well, for all spectators, we will be opening up the pits for all spectators during interval. And we've got half race completed in this Legend Car Summer Sizzler. Oh, bit of a mistake there from Greg Johnson in fourth place as Braden Elmore now starting to get a bit comfortable in the car. How comfortable? Almost looped the car around going into Palmer's corner as Melbourne starting to catch up on Radford. Radford just did the quickest lap of the race as Greg Joss now is up against the wall. Getting close for comfort. Both Elmore and Joss as we have 2 laps left to run between Radford, Melbourne and Travis Gould. Braden Elmore holding on to the 4th place as they really have spread themselves out in this one. They race of get up and go, or both of the cars of your lead two hit Campbell at the wrong time. Both gone in the fairy stuff on the top side of the racetrack and almost both spun out. It will be the helper that Brendan Radford will need, and he'll be a 2-time winner tonight with Melbourne. And car number 20 of Travis Gould. That's Elmore, Joss, Barrow, Campbell and Rob Treadment pulling to the infield in the conclusion of our Summer Sizzler heat race. But we know who we're all cheering for. We're going for Ken Melbourne. He starts on the outside of the front row with Brendan Radford, the pole man. Row 2 will be Russell Seary. And I dare say that will be the 20 of Travis Gould. Ricky Lee Beard, Braden Elmore, Phil Nichols, Greg Joss, Cody Roberts, Stephen Barrow, Rob Treadment, Brad McGregor and Beck Campbell. Your 13 cars will lead us away. As it will be Radford who gets the upper hand and is going into turn 1. Melbourne trying to give the chase at the moment. From Travis Gould, who has some happy hunting ground when he comes here to Collie, especially with this being the place he took his 3rd state title in what will be something memorable for himself, especially with the calibre of drivers we had here over that weekend. As he has clawed back in as Melbourne on Radford. Oh, he might try the outside here. Hello, Ken Melbourne. Look who's come knocking on the door. He's actually to the inside of him. Radford, Melbourne, battle for the lead. And it will be the elder statesman getting the upper hand after 3 laps. Radford to find back. But as these races grow older, Travis Gould definitely gets better. While Seary follows in 4th place. Ricky Lee Beard, Braden Elmore, Phil Nichols, Greg Joss. There's Cody Roberts, Rob Treadment, Steve Barrow, And at the back of the bus still is McAllister in the 9 machine. So we get to lap competitors. The first of them was Beck Campbell. They got very, very close between Ken Melvin and Campbell. It's been the smarter way around that time for Brendan Radford, and he's able to retake the race lead. These two have cleared away from Travis Gould at the present stage. They've got a second on him at the moment, maybe even more now, due to getting around Campbell. As Melbourne back on the back bumper of the 70 machine. Gold watching in as Radford has got an invisible mirror full of this 70 or the 42 machine, I should say. There is another lap car ahead of them. That'll be the 9 machine of McGregor. We could come into play in this one again as we hit the back straight. It'll be exactly halfway home in our legend cars, the Lush Pup preliminary feature for our summer sizzler. And lap cars coming back into the foray as Phil Nichols be our first retiree. The 10 machine out after 7 laps as our leaders are back on the lap competitors, and Melvin back to the inside as the yellows have come on. Oh, rotten luck as Melvin was just about to hit the lead. Set for a restart after 9 tries. 8 laps left to go. So we're halfway home in your Lush Pump Summer Sizzler preliminary finale. Told you Travis Gould seems to be in the right spot and the right time when it comes to these feature races in Collie. He's right there. And closing in on both Melvin and Radford with the way that one started as top 2 trying to drag away. From your West Australian champion. So we hit 6 laps left to go. Radford, Melvin, and Travis Gould. Russell Siri has been mightily impressive in the 23 tonight. He might be not on the podium at the moment, but has still done a mighty great job of keeping up with the Kardashians out in front. Meanwhile, out in front, it is Radford, Melvin with 5 laps left to go. Beck Campbell just ahead of him, who come into fruition for Radford last time around. Will it be the same sort of luck for the driver who runs in position number 2? It won't be, as Campbell went directly to the top side of the racetrack. Still closes up the battle for your race lead. But at the moment, Radford is going to be a hard man to pass up, as in fact we will have ourselves a yellow. And a lot better of a start for Melvin. Is he going to give it a crack on the outside? Thought he was. Decided otherwise on doing so. And they will go Alina Stern again. Gould following suit. There's 3 laps to go. As Siri, Joss, Ben, Roberts, Robbie Treneman, Steve Barrow, and Brad McGregor all on the lead lap. Beck Campbell, the only driver out on track that is 1 lap down. We could have a race before this one's over for the points, as Melvin is giving it a bit of a crack. Will he try the whole hog He's looking at it. It's not helping him one bit, but definitely on exit he has a better run. Here comes Melvin with one to go. Oh, did it spin? It almost looked like it was going around for the 42, but he's way too high. And that will hurt big time. There is Campbell just ahead of your race leader. Where are they going to go? It's going to help out Radford in the end. And Brendan Radford will be a victor in the Lunch Pups preliminary feature here. And they make smoking history, Collie Speedway. Radford, Melvin, Gould, Siri, Joss, Beard, Roberts. Then it's Rob Treneman, Steve Barrow, Brad McGregor, Beck Campbell, with Phil Nichols and Braden Elmore on the infield. Congratulations to the 70 machine. He will grab the checkered flag and do his lap of honour. As night number 2 of the Lush Pup Summer Sizzler rolls out on track, it was Brendan Radford who took the win last night in car number 70. He looks like he won't be a starter in this one. He may be in the second 2 heats, as we do have the 3 heat split. Oh, hello.
Yeah, found some music.
So this is the opener for night number 2 of the Summer Sizzler. Melvin starts on the outside, car number 42. Russell Siri, Ricky Lee Beard, Robbie Treneman having a run as well in the 84. Braden Elmore. As we get underway in the opening heat race for our legend cars. Melvin quickly around the outside of Barrow and sets his sights on Travis Gould, who actually gets very quickly to the inside of Gould as they'll drag race into turns number 3 and 4. Great start too for Ricky Lee Beard as she gets quickly up into 3rd spot. But Melvin with a slide to the inside takes over the lead, and he'll lead lap number 1. He was quick last night again. He's showing a clean pair of heels in this opener as he gets away from Gould. Beard with an impressive start. So too for Braden Elmore, who was actually disqualified in the feature race for being the cause of 2 stoppages. And Robbie Treneman, another one of our new starters, but the first 2 laps are complete, and then it's Melvin comfortably.
Yeah, Kenny Melvin out in front from Travis Gould, back then to Ricky Lee Beard, then Steve Barrow, Braden Aylmore, Russell Siri, Robbie Treneman, Greg Joss, and Brad McGregor, who's actually passed Joss, who's gone back to the rear. Battle still for 3rd. Our leader is well clear in Ken Melvin. 2nd place, Travis Gould. Here's the battle for 3rd. Barrow goes around the outside of Ricky Lee Beard. That's the battle for 3rd and 4th. Then Aylmore and Russell Siri having a battle as well. As we come up to the halfway mark, though, they're not going to catch car number 42. The little green and white station wagon has this one well and truly in his midst.
It definitely does. As the state champion, there's really nothing for him, as Siri and Elmore are starting to close in for that battle for 3rd place with Ricky Lee Beard and Stephen Barrow. Barrow, as JC already says, has been able to retake that 3rd spot, but Beard, Siri and Elmore are all in sight. So too is Ken Melvin with the lab competitors, even though he runs wide in the Cardinals corner. Does see Joss and McGregor just ahead of them, as the lapping flag will come out for them, and always a leader's nightmare when you see a couple of cars side by side. That minor pace battle still brews on between Beard, Siri and Elmore.
So Kenny Melvin coming up to lap cars with 2 to run. Back then to Travis Gould, Steve Barrow, Ricky Lee Beard, as he goes in between the lap cars over there on the KGB back straight. He'll come out of Palmer's corner and see the white flag dangling from the top of the catch fence here in the main straight. 1 to run. Back in 2nd place, it's car number 20, Travis Gould. Steve Barrow is 3rd. And then the battle is on for 4th between Russell Siri and Braden Aylmore. But this one is all over, bar the shouting. Car number 42, Ken Melvin, way too good, will win the first heat of the Legend Cars tonight. 2nd home will be a long way back. Car number 20, Travis Gould. 3rd goes to Steve Barrow in car number 16. Then Russell Siri in 23. Braden Aylmore in car number 19 is 5th. Then Ricky Lee Beard in 57, Robbie Treneman in 84, then Brad McGregor in car number 9, and
Juniors
Greg
heat
Joss in
17.
car number
If you can make
7
your way to the dummy grid,
is
please.
last to
Juniors
complete
heat 17 to the dummy grid.
42, Ken Melvin, your winner, and second, Travis Gould, and third, Steve Barrow. Phil Nichols is on the second row. Looks like Ken Melvin's also on the second row. In that twilight at the moment between the lights taking full effect. As we go green, it's the 70 who leads them down the main straight, which is Brendan Radford. So Radford leads, Ken Melvin up there in second place. As they run down the back straight, Cody Roberts is in third in this early going. Kenny Melvin up on the outside of our race leader, Brendan Radford. So the little station wagons go side by side. Back to Roberts, and fourth place will be Travis Gould. Melvin around the outside of Brendan Radford. Radford holds the lead. Kenny Melvin's run very, very wide. Nearly went out onto Palmer's Road there, then cuts down to the low line. Cody Roberts in third place. Here comes Travis Gould, back to Phil Nichols. Then Greg Joss, Steve Barrow, and Robbie Treneman. Looks like he might have lost the boot on the 84. Meanwhile, back at the lead is still Brendan Radford. Ken Melvin to try and close the gap as they come out of Palmer's Corner. Heat number 2 of the Legend Cars as part of the Summer Sizzle. Rather ironic, it's been run in autumn as they come out of Cardinals Corner. Radford just in front. Kenny Melvin having another crack on the outside. Back in third place, Travis Gould in car number 20. Into the main straight. Radford, Melvin, Gould, then back to Cody Roberts, Phil Nichols. Greg Joss is next, then Steve Barrow, and the last of the 8 is Robbie Treneman. Down the back straight they go past the KGB sign. There'll be 3 to go this time around in heat number 2 of the Summer Sizzle for Legend Cars here tonight. Radford in front, Melvin. Back in third, Travis Gould. Further back to Roberts and Nichols. Here comes Ken Melvin again on the outside of Brendan Radford. 2 to run. Radford. Back then, second place, the 42 of Kenny Melvin. Melvin will come up on the outside yet again. Back to Travis Gould. So run down the back straight. Into Palmer's Corner they come. 1 to go. Oops, there's a shandangle over on the back straight. Cars everywhere. Got one up against the wall and one on the infield. And apart from that, we've gone yellow. And we'll have ourselves a restart. So Brendan Radford in the 70 will be on the inside of the front row with the 42 of Ken Melvin. Travis Gould and Phil Nichols on row 2. And we're going green this time around. 2 laps to go in heat number 2 of the Legend Cars. Where have you been?
Standing on the bar. Literally.
Yeah. He's still wearing shoes as they come out of Palmer's Corner. 2 to run. Brendan Radford and Ken Melvin side by side as we go green. Travis Gould right there as well, and Steve Barrow makes it a row of 3 behind those leaders. Next time around, the white flag will come out. Radford leads. Here comes Gould on the inside of Kenny Melvin. Moves up to second place as the West Aussie champ. Melvin back to third. Fights back on the outside. The white flag is dangling from the fence. There's 1 to go. Back then to Joss in fourth. Barrow, then Nichols and Robbie Treneman into Cardinals Corner. It doesn't get much closer when it comes to Legend Cars. There's 2 car legs between first and third. Radford, Melvin, and right there with them is Travis Gould. Probably that's the way they're going to finish, but it's going to be almighty close. Radford, Melvin, and Gould. Barrow is next, then Joss, Nichols, and Treneman. The margin first to third was 0.2, was 0.189 first to second. And 0.2 was second back to third, so 0.398 between first and third. Radford, Melbourne and Gould, your top three in the summer sizzle for Legend Cars. Final qualifying heat for the Legend Cars. That's enough of Jimmy Barnes for now. Here we go. 8 laps the journey, 7 cars in this particular race. So we've gone green. It's the 23 car who leads them down the main straight. Russell Siri down into turn number 1. Back to Ricky Lee Beard. Here comes Brendan Radford around the outside in the little grey station wagon. One thing I have noticed, Morgan, you can chime in here, some of them have now got roof numbers, which I haven't seen before on a Legend car.
Yes, it's a new trial for Legend Cars. They've gone to a few tracks that have complained about the placement of their numbers, and I thought having a door completely full of a number would be sufficient enough. Well, no, we're trialling roof numbers now with Legend Cars as Russell Siri leads currently from Ricky Lee Beard and Brendan Radford. So they're the 2 cars, Ricky Lee Beard and Brendan Radford are trialling them. They're interesting to say the least.
There are a couple of cars whose numbers are hard to pick out. Braden Aylmore, for example, in the 19.
Yeah, that looks like bones.
Yeah, it does, but the rest of them, the numbers are huge. So anyway,
I mean, we're changing it for one car, and I mean, you can see how comfortable we can see the 23 on a Russell Siri, who's got this one comfortably at the moment ahead of Beard and Brendan Radford. Good battle as well further back between Cody Roberts and Phil Nichols in the 23 and 10 respectively as they run just behind Braden Elmore in 5th and 6th position.
Down the main straight they come. Russell Siri, your leader, from Ricky Lee Beard, Brendan Radford, Braden Elmore, Cody Roberts, Phil Nichols and Brad McGregor. That's the order of the field as they run into turn number 3. Russell Siri continues to lead this one into the main straight with 5 down and 3 to go. The race leader is doing it nicely. Ricky Lee Beard and Brendan Radford, your top 3. Aylmore in 4th place. Further back, Roberts and Nichols. As we look at 2nd and 3rd for those at home, Ricky Lee Beard and Brendan Radford. Just up the road is Russell Siri as we come into the main straight with 2 laps to go.
Really impressive run in this 3rd and final heat race for Ricky Lee Beard as well, holding off to Brendan Radford, who has been probably the driver this season in Legend Cars here in Western Australia. Didn't have the best of runs in the state title, but is right up in the mountains at this final heat race, down to the wire for the 2nd place, and Braden Elmore as well in the 19 driving the Paul Joss machine, keeping up with the Jonas out in front, as Radford will now look to the inside of Beard for that runner-up position, but it will be a go-to-o win for car number 23. Russell Siri will be your victor in Heat 3 of the Lush Pups Legend Car Summer Sizzler from Ricky Lee Beard, Brendan Radford, Braden Elmore, Phil Nichols, Cody Roberts, and at the back will be car number 9 of Brad McGregor. So that's all our qualifiers done, Jason Croy. This is your Lush Pup Summer Sizzler feature race with Brendan Radford and Ken Melvin off the front row. Row 2, Russell Siri, and the U20 of your 3-time now West Australian Legend Car Champion Travis Gould. Ricky Lee Beard's had a good night tonight. She will start the outside of the 3rd row with Greg Joss, Phil Nichols, Cody Roberts, Rob Treneman, Braden Elmore. And at the back will be McGregor and Steve Barrow. So 12 cars to make a start in your Legend Cars. Their first show back since their state title, which was won by Gould in what felt like a marathon affair on the infield anyway. So just to set ready to roll in your 15-lap finale for the Legend cars. Not even on his Facebook as well. Whoops.
All about set to go with the start here in the Legend car main event. Radford on the front row. Morgan, after all these years, still doesn't know the on and off switch of the microphones.
We've had a new one for this season. But 12 laps the journey, 15 laps is the actual journey for 12 cars.
How many laps is it, Morgan?
15 for 12. There we go. We got it the second time, maybe the third. Magic and Radford will lead us to the green. It's a slow old coming to the start-finish line. As we're going to find our way. Don't know what Robbie Trenowell was trying to do, but that outside line definitely got a blinder as both Melvin and Gould both getting by the 70 of Brendan Radford, who's had the upper hand all weekend long on those lead two. There's a couple of cars starting to fall back through the field. One of them was Greg Joss, who had a great starting position. But after one, it's Papa Ken Melvin from Gould and Radford. Oh, Robbie Treneman is all out of noise in the 84. Or not, maybe just a mistake for him. And he's fallen back through the field in his first weekend of Legend car racing. Well, the top three starting to scoot away from Russell Siri. It is that of Magic Melvin from Gould and car number 70 of Brendan Radford.
So Kenny Melvin leads. There's a green and white station wagon at the front and one at the back. Kenny Melvin leads from Travis Gould, Brendan Radford and Russell Siri. As we're on lap number 3 of 15. Melvin from Gould from Brendan Radford. As we complete 3 laps back then to the 23 of Russell Siri. Ricky Lee B in the 57, back then to Phil Nichols, and then the 19 of Braden Aylmore. Out of turn number 4, completing lap number 4. Kenny Melvin last time around did a 21.1. This time he does a 21.0, the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, well, still junior sedans so far have had a quicker lap than these Legend cars tonight, with a 20.8 yesterday in our junior sedans, and well again in practice on Friday night. But Melbourne will see a couple of cars ahead of him. One of them his own, of Rob Treneman, who's actually been able to get by Brad McGregor for 11th place in car number 9. Yesterday, it was the Achilles heel for the 42 was lap competitors as he struggled to get around McGregor, and that's thought Radford be able to get by him this time. He does choose the bottom side of car number 9, but just ahead of them as well is Greg Joss in the 7, who's having a bit of trouble at the moment in a brand new car, but Melvin finding the outside line to his advantage. Yes, Gould has been able to close the gap as Joss pulls to the infield, but it is still 20 with the quickest lap of the race, so it's starting to close in between your leaders.
Yep, so our race leader is Kenny Melvin as they run out of turn 1 and 2. Back down the back straight, second is Gould, then Radford, and then Siri. Radford and Siri close together. First and second closing up. Kenny Melvin hasn't got past Robbie Treneman yet in the 84. So the 42 puts the 84 a lap down, but the 20 of Travis Gould's been able to close the gap.
Definitely has been, as it is now just the 1 second, but now Treneman has been a helping hand for Melvin as Gould has to look to the outside line with 6 laps remaining. It is Melvin, Gould, and Brendan Radford, who is actually well off the pace in this one. He's 4 seconds behind just even car number 20, who's 1.5 seconds behind Ken Melvin, who's got some breathing room now ahead of him. Cody Roberts, the next one, who will look to go a lap down, who runs in the 9th position as actually Radford pulls to the infield. The lapping flag is out, and there's 5 laps to go for Melvin, Gould, and Brendan Radford.
Yep, so Radford out of the race in car number 70, parks it on the infield. So it's Melvin from Gould from Russell Siri. 4th is now Ricky Lee Beard. And then in 5th place it's Phil Nichols. and Braden Aylmore. So they come back into the main straight. The margin as they cross the line this time is 1.2. So the margin is closing between Gould and Melvin with 4 to go. Melvin leads down the back straight. Back to Gould in second, and in third place, a long way back, Russell Siri, and then Ricky Lee Beard.
He'll be proud of that one though. Will Russell Siri's been elevated up to the third position with the demise of Brendan Radford, who went to the infield on lap number 9, but we've completed 12 so far with that gap between Melvin and Travis Gould continuing to yo-yo as it's now back to 1.4 seconds, and with the laps closing in fact 2 to go, your leaders have actually caught onto the back bumper of 3 cars as well. So there could be a grandstand finish before this one's all said and done, with Phil Nichols just ahead of Ken Melvin. So you really can't write off Gould in this one, even with 1.7 seconds, as your leader has got cars in front of him side by side.
He's got past them quite easily. The white flag is out. So there's now 2 lap cars between the leader, Kenny Melvin, and second place, Travis Gould. Russell Siri just crosses the line now to be in third place. And a long way further back after that is Ricky Lee Beard. But out of turn number 4 he comes. He's led from the get-go. Put your hands together for Ken Melvin. Car number 42 wins the feature race here tonight. Second home goes the way of Travis Gould. Third place will be Russell Siri in car number 23. Fourth across the line will be Ricky Lee Beard, just ahead of the 19 of Braden Aylmore. 6 across the line, 16 Stephen Barrow. Then we've got Phil Nichols, Robbie Treneman, Cody Roberts, and Brad McGregor. Brendan Radford and Greg Joss didn't see the checkered flag. Your winner tonight, Kenny Melvin in car number 42, takes out the main event.